Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnan Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of the mother Devaki, the Guru of the entire universe and the Lord of the universe. We salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Bhagavatam, book number 7. We are in the chapter 4, and we are in a point where we are listening about the destructive demon Hiranyakashipu is torturing his son, whose name is Prahlada. Prahlada was greatly devoted to God, but beforehand we have learned that Hiranyakashipu have become powerful, and he conquered the 3 worlds of high heaven, and then he driven away all the gods and goddesses from their position, and he is the ruler of the entire universe, and got the special boon from Brahma, Narayana. No, he got the boon from Brahma, that no one will be able to kill him or take away, can take away his life in any condition. Neither he can be killed in the ground, not in the sky, not in the water, not in the mountain, not in this, not by man, not by gods, not by demons. No creature in the world can touch. He will be invincible. So all these boons he got, and he then became very violent, strongly against God himself. And in his family, in his home, a child is born. His name was Prahlada. Prahlada is an embodiment of devotion. From the very birth, he is devoted to God. He is absorbed in God. He is praising God's name. He is chanting, dancing, singing, playing. Other things he does not like. The worldly things is meaningless to him. So he is not interested. But father was very angry because this boy, his own son, he should behave like him. Arrogant, egocentric, fighting, destroying, disturbing. That will be the nature, because his son should be like that. Then he will inherit his power. And he is thinking of God, God, God. And then passed towards the early period, he thought, if child does not know all this, okay, let us endure. But as soon, it didn't increase. It goes on increasing, the devotion for God. And so we will read those episodes about Prahlada. Prahlada was in ever embrace of Govinda the Lord. His activities like sitting, walking, eating, drinking, lying down, etc., always he is thinking of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Sometimes the Prahlada used to weep in God's name. He used to remember the name of God, and so much spiritual emotion will come. Profuse tears will flow from his ears. So sometimes he is weeping, his mind becomes overpowered by the love of God. Sometimes he is laughing, like a Brahmajnani we see. Sometimes they behave like a child. They sometimes laugh in the name of God, cry sometimes in the name, in the emotion, God, the emotion. Being reminded of his sportive action. And sometimes he sings the glory sang the great joy, his mind filled with the memory of his excellences. Sometimes he loudly chanting the name of the Lord, sometimes he danced about without any bashfulness, sometimes infilled with him through imaginative identification, he would imitate the sportive action of the Lord. Sometimes being steeped in the thrilling joy of God, the divine contact, he remains speechless. So sometimes he's getting absorbed in samadhi. Mouth becomes speechless. He cannot talk of anything. Even he cannot talk about God. That high emotion overpowers him. So sometimes in sportively, he's acting like we call the lila, playing with the Lord as it were, dancing sometimes in without any bashfulness. So but that means he's not belonging to the world. He's belonging to the realm of God. No? If someone gets involved, say, with very much deeply imbued in the thought of Christ, he will be just behaving like Christ. He will be totally lost, and he will stay in the world, but not of the world. Ramakrishna, when he was intoxicated in God, he is here, but he is not here. He was physically present, but he was not mentally present. All the world, what they are thinking, he has no consideration for that. He is in the spiritual realm and talking to mother, dancing in the name with them. Exactly you can find this description in the life of Ramakrishna. Sometimes smiling, sometimes dancing, sometimes weeping, sometimes crying. All called the divine sport, divine spiritual emotions getting manifested in his life. Sometimes being steeped in the thrilling joy of divine contact. He remains speechless in complete absorption. His hair stand on end, and his half-closed eyes shedding tears, stimulated by the inward bliss of unshakable love for the Lord. So this is like a samadhi, person in samadhi. It is like him, he is getting absorbed. He's behaving everything, but he is no more in the world. Though in the world, but he is totally, it is called they live in the mental plane, higher mental plane. Ramakrishna's behavior, we find that, and he's talking to mother, expressing something, but people cannot understand who are there in the ground. He's saying, Ma, shall I say, why did you do like that? Don't do like that. People say, there is nothing whom he is talking with. Like we see people here who are mentally disturbed, they are talking to each other go to the Hollywood Boulevard. You can find some people are standing and talking to themselves, alone, standing, handing, moving, how. No, oblivious of who is going, who is not going. So they are intoxicated in something or mentally deranged. Prahlada's behavior is become like that, crying and weeping in the name of God, sometimes getting absorbed, totally oblivious of outside, sometimes singing, sometimes dancing. So, being steeped in the thrilling joy of divine contact because of seeing God within, thrilling contact of the divine, he remained speechless in complete absorption. And he's so much full of joy that his hair stand erect. We get goosebump and hair and joy. Such the expression of this is called, that's why the Vaishnava people, the devoted people, they call 8 spiritual changes come in their body. Asto Sattvika Vikar. Astru, Pulaka, Seda, Kampa. So these are the higher emotions in spiritual life. Those who are extremely pure and thinking of God and God getting more and more absorbed inside. So these are the things will happen. Astru will come down. Pulaka, the thrill will come out over the body. Goosebump will happen all over the body. Hairs will be standing, not of anything. Intense joy inside, and these are the external physical appearance that will happen. And that was going through that boy, Prahlada.
But these symptoms will come for people who are following the Bhakti Marga, path of devotion. But like the people, yogis or Jnana Margis, they won't have this.
No. They will have absorption, will have somehow the meditator will get deeply in more and more inside. The body will be like non-responsive to the outside. And meditator. Karma yogi will do in one way. Their mind may be in peace, doing the same, but this expressions is bhakti only. And that's why there is a risk also. If someone gets that genuinely, that is called spiritual emotion. Sometimes in our level also, people having some false experience, it appears like that, that's absorption. Because those whose absorption will be perfect, people coming around him or her will feel uplifted. It used to happen in Ramakrishna, it used to happen in the Sri Chaitanya Dev, the ISKCON, worshipping Lord Sri Chaitanya, Bhagavan Chaitanya. He used to have that. His tears are rolling down, expression of joy, ecstatic, absorption sometimes singing, sometimes dancing. You would see these examples in the present context we can relate to. But many people may not have, but this happens only when the mind becomes extremely pure. But people practice those emotions as the children. They cry, Their genuine cry is there, the tears come down, Ma, give me this or that, no? But fake cry also their children know. They can make their mom fool by crying fakely. Hey, Ma understands is a fake. So many places people do mistake fake emotions. They do not know at least, but they are imitating this. These are not imitation. It is coming because of the absorption. Come understand the point. You are going to the joy personified God, Lord. Because your mind is going that way, so the external appearance is reacting through your body and mind. But if we only try to imitate the fake outside, suppose in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramakrishna used to dance in the name of God. And Sri Chaitanya and many people dance in the name of God. But they go to dance and dance, how much emotion is creating, how much jumping. No? 2 inches jump, 3 inches jump, 5 inches jump, 10 inches jump. Who can jump more and come down, probably that becomes the sign of their spirituality. There's a risk of this emotionalism. It is called emotionalism. In our tradition, that's why they don't encourage. Well, they don't encourage those things because you may not be able to distinguish between the real and the genuine and the non-genuine. Rather grow love for God more and more and more. You see external what happens, it will happen. Your face will be beaming every day, more and more with joy. So you need not have to express your emotion. Rather check your emotion, it will be deeper and deeper and deeper. That's why we bring Vedantic knowledge, analysis along with that prayer. So this is more balanced and more you can go to deeper experience. So he gave peace again. Because he is intoxicated, divine contact, he becomes speechless in complete absorption. His hair is standing on and his eyes are closed, shedding tears and stimulated inner bliss and unshakable love for Lord. Unshakable love which is not to be troubled by anything else, unshakable love. He gave peace even to the minds of persons distressed on account of evil worldly association, by the spiritual joy he radiated. And when he is there, even other people used to come around who are worldly people, worldly minded, but their mind will be absorbed in joy because of he transmitted that joy. The joy which derived from the service of Lord, the same reward which he got for keeping the holy company, holy men, devoid of the worldly possessions. So, because only that type of joy can be availed by holy company. Who are holy company? They live in the world, but they didn't care for the worldly achievements, money, wealth, other things. O king, it was on this son of his, which is a devotee of a highest excellence, and truly a great and fortunate soul, that Hiranyakashipu inflicted cruel tortures. So he inflicted upon him, torturing him, thinking that he is worshipping God. His father being a king, he is thinking, I am the king of the world. Who God is there? Like Herod. So Yudhishthira then is questioning Narada Rishi. O great ascetic, I would like to hear from you. Why Hiranyakashipu, their father, the demon, practiced cruelty on his son, on his own son, so noted for his purity and holiness? Why his father? Whatever may be, father should not torture his own son. Why he is doing this? That is the question. Even loving parents are no doubt seen to threaten and reprimand their rebellious children, to correct them, no? To bring them round to the path of virtue. But this boy is a virtuous boy. Why his father is torturing him? But no one behaves cruelly like an enemy, even towards them. O learned one, O Narada, it is needless to say, therefore, that no parent will in natural course practice such cruelty towards a son who is obedient, free from any desire, free from any hatred, and serves the parents as God themselves. No? This son loves father, respects his father so deeply, like God himself. No? So such a nice boy who is full of beautiful characteristics of holiness, joy, noble characters of love and other good nobilities. So why his father is, how could a father, even though angry at his son, go to the extent of planning not only to torture but to kill him? Why? Why? It is the question. A bad child, all father will say, oh, I am disciplining my child. He will have to be for good. But he is so good, to why that good, not the highly spiritual, very great respect for caring parents and teachers, why they will do, he will be taking him into task in such a way. Now, this is the end of the chapter 4. Now we are entering into chapter 5. Chapter 5 says, Narada, then to this question of Yudhishthira, Narada is responding. Narada is the sage, he knows the past, present and future. He is the greatest devotee of Narayana, the Lord, Satchidananda, God in embodied personality, and sing his glories everywhere in the world. That Narada. Narada said, it is well known that the Asuras had chosen the sage Shukra as their chief priest. All the demons, their teacher. Their teacher, everywhere there should be some guide, no? For every discipline we need a teacher. So who was the teacher of this demonic group? His name is Shukra. Shukra means Saturn, no? Na?
Yeah, Venus.
Venus. So Venus in the sky you find, that is called the Shukra, na? Shukra is the guru of gods. Guru, demon. Brihaspati, right. Jupiter is the teacher of good people, of the holy people.
No, it's not good bad. Philosophy and religion and all this kind of thing is taught by Brihaspati.
Brihaspati, Guru.
And all this application to make the life easier, architecture, medicine, engineering, all these things, these are taught by Shukracharya.
Achha.
So that is why Shukracharya knew that how to, all this medicinal science, they have all this.
I know the story, what is story, Maharaj? Shukracharya is more knowledgeable than Brihaspati. So our Rusi select Shukra, is more shining than Jupiter. He has Sanjivani Vidya. So that people he become alive. So Kach, Brihaspati's son, he go to learn that Sanjivani Vidya. He know that, and Devyani, Shukracharya's daughter, fell in love in Kach. Story.
Yeah, long story. And that is the way they are married. So here it is Shukras. Now Shukra is who? The Lord teacher, Guru. Guru of whom? The demons. So naturally there, as Shukra is the Guru of it is scientific knowledge or worldliness, he is his master in teaching worldliness, no? How to live in the world. Forget about God, what is there? Live with materialistic science and to absorb into that. So Shukra, then naturally his father, Hiranyakashipu's son, which is Prahlada, was given in the hand of the son of one of the Shukra, Guru. This Guru, Shukra, the god or the Guru of the demons, has two children. One is named Sanda and Amarka. And they have their residence very near to the palace of the king Hiranyakashipu, the king of the Daityas, demons. The Asura king put his son Prahlada, who is of acute intelligence, under these teachers for instruction in what he would consider fit for him to learn among the other Asura children. So his father gave it to the son of the demon guru, Shukra, their lineage, to learn this, how to efficiently live in the world with technology, engineering and other things, as also steeped in the world, not of God or nothing. Whatever the teacher taught, he heard and learned, but he did not accept the soundness of much of their teachings. Now Prahlada listened to all these glories of science or technology or whatever other teachings. It didn't resonate in his heart, and which were based on the sense of difference between oneself and one's interest on one hand and other interest on the other. So one day this king, Asura king, took his son on his lap. No, he was a young small boy. So he took him in his lap and said that, "Oh dear child, oh dear Prahlada, oh dear one, tell me what you consider to be true and the good." The dad is asking the son Prahlada with much love. This is the way it started. His own son, he took him in his lap and is asking, my boy, tell me what you consider to be the true in life, what is good. Prahlada said, O Lord of the Asuras, you are the Lord of the Asura, the demons. All embodied beings are overpowered by body consciousness. No? That's why the Asura means those who think life is to live in the physical body, eat, sleep, drink well. That is the Charvaka philosophy. That means materialistic science is now in the society. Spiritual science and materialistic science, both science parallelly goes on all over. Some people are highly qualified people, highly coming from a very rich family, giving up everything, becoming totally wandering monk. And some people learning how to steal things, how to grab something, how to torture somebody, how to enjoy, and finding device more and more, so that they can live in the world with good health. They are eating, they are sleeping, they are whole day God. There is no position of God, there is no position of any higher ideal. They only live in the world to eat, sleep and drink and die. So this father belonged to that category of people. No? So he naturally wanted his son should be the king after his he will not die, of course, but his son should learn all this art and technology. Then he says, the son he asked Prahlada, oh dear one, tell me, what you consider to be the true and good in life? No? What do you think good? What is true? And Prahlada is giving philosophical answer, like a philosopher is saying, oh, this world is impermanent, this, that. And the father said, why did you get all these ideas? Huh? So he said, O Lord of the Asuras, then he is addressing his father, Hiranyakasipu. All embodied beings are overpowered by body consciousness. Anyone in the physical plane, we are all conscious of the body, and are consequently subject to sorrow and suffering. See, Vedantic highest wisdom. All our suffering is what? Because I think I am the body. Because I am the body. If bodily suffering comes, I am unhappy. If bodily some pleasure or fun comes, I am happy. My happiness, my unhappiness depend on my body identity. No? And as much as one is body identity, they are suffering much more in the physical plane. We are with so much warm garment and this and that in the cold. We enjoy. We see, oh my God, what bad this, that. And go to Himalayas in Kumbh Mela. So much difficulty, cold wind is blowing everywhere, and the deep ice cold water as it were, and they have nothing in their body, smearing ashes. They are happy. With this we are unhappy. With that they are happy. As their body consciousness, anyone can reduce their body consciousness, then they will live in another plane. They don't live in the material plane. Mind lives in some other. Otherwise you cannot be unmindful of the body. If the mind will go to the body, unless your mind is somewhere else, lifted, it may be in a scientific topic, experiment, it may be in your intellectual, scholarly thinking, reading, writing, this, that. The mind is somewhere else. That's it, it's not here. But otherwise, mind will be here. And all the suffering and pain of the body will be felt. So
Doesn't matter which body it is. Doesn't matter which body, like the subtle body, intellectual body.
First of all, we are talking about the physical body, because the Asura is more of the physical.
Intellectual body, it will be the...
That is also, Vedantic way it is said, it is a body. And intellectual body also, they will have to go round and round, because they are more confused. So, they go on my view versus your view, and they live in that circle. Emotional bondage that takes us to round and round. physical bondage to the physical body that takes us round and round. So, I therefore deem that their ultimate good lies in abandoning their homes, which have caused their spiritual downfall by imprisoning them in the darkness of infatuation, like a discarded and dried up well. Let them therefore abandon it and resort to his sequestered forest, where they could take complete shelter in Lord Hari, who is the destroyer of all suffering of life. So, people are going around the life cycle of birth and death because of the body consciousness. Let them go in the forest and concentrate on Hari, Lord Hari, so that they get out of the body consciousness and they need not have to be born again. Narada said, when he heard these words of the boy, conveying his unbounded faith in Sri Hari, the Lord Hari, his Hiranyakashipu's inveterated enemy. God is his very butt enemy, no? He wants to hate God. Hiranya laughed at first, because the child does not know what he is talking. His misconception is born with a bad sanskara. He is not thinking about the goal of life is to be established in life. Many of the sadhus are told like that when they join, their friends or their parents suggest, why you got so much education, so much thing, why did you do that? What is the purpose? You are serving for the good. You are just serve, eat here, sleep here, help others, good. Whatever you do, be here. Why are you leaving everything and going to the wandering life, or life of renunciation? But here he says that boy is talking to go to accept the life of a recluse and think of God, not of the mundane world. Yeah, maybe his little child does not know. Somebody has taught him something. So he is talking like that. So he, first of all, was kind, and he thought, oh, I should put it to some teacher who can really teach him that God is not there. No God, nothing. I am the Lord. The body is everything. Enjoy, love, and accept everything what the world can give it. So, Hiranyakashipu laughed at first, thinking that the boy's mind had been perverted by the persuasions of some undesirable person, because some person has put this thought in the mind of a simple child, so he is taking this idea, go to recluse, be a monk, what is the attachment, why are you getting bound in the life? So, for freedom, go into the life of renunciation. And he warned the teachers to see particularly that devotees of Vishnu do not come incognito to their home and pervert the mind of the poor boy. That means people may come in disguise and they are the lovers of Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna, and they have whispered some ideas in the mind of the child, and the child has become so fond of Narayana or Krishna, no? And is talking like that. A child should not speak like that. He should get education, get well established in life, money, wealth and prosperity, enjoy life, and talking about God and renouncing what type? So when Prahlad was brought back to their home, so he wanted to give it to the child. This is so when he heard these words of the boy conveying his unbounded faith in Hari, the Hiranyakashipu first laughed at first, thinking that the boy's mind has been perverted by the persuasions of some undesirable person, and then he wanted the teachers to see particularly that no devotee of Vishnu, devotee of Krishna, come nearby him, even in incognito. to their home and pervert the mind of the body. Body, mind, boys, mind of the Prahlada. When Prahlada was brought back to their home, now it goes in this, the father called the teachers, were there two teachers? So Amarka is the one of the son of Sukra, Guru. Guru of the demons is Sukra. His two sons. One of the son is Amarka, and they live near the palace of the Hiranyakashipu. So he said, okay, appointed that Amarka as the teacher of Prahlada. The teachers, two sons, both are the teachers, day and night indoctrinating in the mind of Prahlada that there is no God, don't worry about anything, don't spend your time in thinking like that. So, learn the worldly way of living, etc. So he called him to their side, Sando and Amarka called the Prahlada to their side and patting and praising him, asked him gently, "Dear boy Prahlada, may you be happy. Tell us the truth. How did you get this outlook of life? Be a monk, renounce everything, go to the solitude, think of God. Where did you get this idea? Which is quite alien to boys in general, the association of the demonic children. All the demonic children are indoctrinated in that demonic way, and you are one of them. Where do you get contrary ideas, which is not fitted to the demonic idea, but to the godly idea? Is this contrary way of thought induced into you by someone? Somebody came and silently whispered your ear with this type of thought? Or is it natural to you? It has come spontaneously from you. Oh, the delight of your tribe! You are the Hiranyakashipu's dearest son, Prahlada. So you are the delight of the tribe, of this community. Tell the truth to us, your teachers, who are keen to know what is going on. Prahlada then replied. What he replied? Salutation to the worshipful Lord. My salutation to Lord God, Absolute. By the working of whose Yogamaya, by Lord's Yogamaya, men get the ignorance-born distinction between oneself and another. By the Yogamaya, one absolute truth, people are thinking, I am separate, you are separate. Separation. A distinction which only minds perverted by ignorance will make. Those are the minds which are perverted by ignorance. They will only make a distinction, you are separate, I am separate. It is all Hari, 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 Hari. Everything is God, 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 God. When the Lord is propitious to you, he is talking to his Guru, Amarka and Sanda. Sanda, S-A-N-D-A, Sanda. When the Lord is propitious to you, then this vain, brutish distinction felt between one own interest and another interest will disappear. Yeah? So the distinction between the my interest, your interest, there starts the fight. My interest is one thing, and if you encroach into my interest, then I fight with you. So this duality has come because of this Yoga Maya, Maya Shakti, and there you are separating. So he says, when God will be propitious on you, then this vain tendency of distinction which is felt will disappear. That means oneness will come. Everywhere is Krishna, and Krishna is in me, Krishna is in everywhere. So we are all just a divine play going on. So enmity, destructive nature cannot stay in a mind when mind is so pure. It is He, the Lord God, the one supreme being of inscrutable ways, that is distinguished by ignorant man as I and he, as friend and foe. So, by He alone, the supreme being, is the reality, and that is distinguished by ignorant men. We are ignorant, they always separate it, you and me, this duality. There is nothing to wonder at it. Who is talking all this? Is Prahlada is saying to his Guru. For in trying to understand him, even Brahma and the knowers of the Vedas fall into utter confusion. Who will understand the glory of God? Even Brahma, Vishnu, Brahma and Brahma and the knowers of the Vedas, they are in confusion. They don't understand God's play. It is by God's play, God's desire, this world has been created, and God is everywhere. It is His grace that has erased in me. He is talking to his Guru. No one has taught me anything wrong. But this ignorance has vanished from my heart. So His grace, His Lord's grace, that has erased in me. What has erased? The outlook, how we look at the world, outlook of seeing difference between myself and another. And I don't see any duality. In you is same God, in me is same. And God kindly has taken away my veil of ignorance. Taken away my ignorance. Just as before a magnet, iron pieces are naturally moved and attracted, so in the presence of the discus-armed Lord, discus-armed Chakradhari, Narayana holds this discus, invincible discus for destroying anything, no? That power is in. So that Narayana, my mind automatically runs to him, abandoning everything else. So I don't find pleasure in playing, or talking, or chit-chatting, any worldly thought. My mind goes to him, the Lord, who has purified my heart, taken away all my ignorance, and I don't see any duality. I don't think that I am separate from you. So I see the oneness, highest Vedantic idea. Narada said, the high-minded Prahlada, having said this much to the teacher, remained silent. So Prahlada's teacher, they questioned. What is the question? Where did you get this knowledge? Or why are you behaving like that? Is there anybody from outside came and taught you this way to think? Or you got it from within? Then he said, yes, by God's grace, God has taken away my ignorance, and the sense of duality, separateness, that is gone from me. That's why I feel that way. So it's my spontaneous come from within. And he stopped after saying this. That pitiable teacher, pitiable because he had no freedom of thought as a servant of Hiranyakasipu. He is a servant of Hiranyakasipu, no? If he is a servant of Hiranyakasipu, he will have to obey him, otherwise his head will be chopped. So this teacher is in a pitiable condition because he is working under him, and he is the king, terrorizing king. If you don't listen to him, what fatwa he will declare today, you do not know. At each moment, they are all powerful. So this teacher, pitiable because he had no freedom of thought, scolded the boy, Prahlada, angrily. He said, you Prahlada, who is there? Who is there? Bring the cane. In India they do that to terrorize the child. Bring the cane, I will whip you. So he said, hey, who is there? Bring the cane. This boy is going to bring us disrepute. we are reputed to indoctrinate the worldliness, no? And this boy is trying to break that. And our reputation is that we are good teachers. To teach what? To teach worldliness. And this boy staying with us under our training, talking about God. So he should be whipped. So a dangerous firebrand of tribe, and evil-minded to the core, nothing but corporal punishment can do for him. In the sandalwood forest of this Asura race, this boy is a thorny tree. For Mahavishnu, the axe that cuts down the tree of the forest, this boy has become the veritable handle. That means he has become the instrument of Lord Narayana, so he is to be punished, to change. Sweet words does not work with him, so punishment is necessary. Brandishing threats of this kind, he taught Prahlada's only subjects dealing with the three ends of the life, namely what? Dharma, Artha, Kama. So he taught him live in the world in a dharma, righteous way, and then earn good money and prosperity and enjoy the life. But no moksha. Don't talk about moksha. Three aspects of life this teacher forced on Prahlada, and they tried to teach him. That means they are teaching only worldliness. Now sometimes after, when the teacher was sure that the boy had mastered the 4 divisions of diplomacy, conciliation, subsidy, internal dissension and force, how to run a kingdom. Sam, dam, danda niti, danda and bhaya, threat, bhed, distinction. So he says that these 2 teachers, day and night, taught him for quite a time, and by threat, by force, to teach them what? The diplomacy, how to run the kingdom, or how to be a good emperor, how to be a good ruler in the world. So conciliation, when you have a conflict, try to reconcile with some sweet words. Subsidy, dominate over him. Internal dissension, create fight among themselves, and by applying force. All this methodology they applied for Prahlada. He took him to Hiranyakasipu. After some time, he took him. That means they thought that now Prahlada has learned something worldly, but nothing spiritual. And they have been successful by following, sometimes lovingly, sometimes chastising, sometimes creating some confusion in his mind. These 2 teachers tried to correct the attitude of Prahlada from godliness to worldliness. They thought that they have done it. He took him to Hiranyakasipu, bathed, well dressed, and well decorated by his mother. Now he's gone to the palace, and the Asura lifted the boy, who prostrated himself at his feet. He was very devotional to his father. So Prahlada went there, lay flat and saluted the father. Embraced him for long. Hiranyakasipu was very pleased to see the child after so many days. Naturally embraced him and enjoyed the highest bliss thereby. So my child has come back well educated, and my purpose is served, so I will be happy. O Yudhishthira, sitting the boy on his lap, giving him the highest honor, the child is on his lap, kissing him on the crown of his head as they do, they kiss like that to show affection, shedding tears over him, so joyful. It's a joy of getting back his own son, well trained in Asuric philosophy. Na? The Asura said with a blooming face, what he said? Na Hiranyakashipu then said, "O Prahlada, dear boy, may you be long lived. You please tell me about the best lessons from the vast body of instructions you must have been receiving from your teachers during these days." You are in the teacher's home, Guru's home, it was Guru Griha Vasa, going to live with the Guru, so that Guru's character, Guru's teachings will influence your life and you will learn very quickly those sciences. So you had been for a long time and went to your Guru's house. I am very happy. Please tell me, what did you learn so many days? Now problem starts. Prahlada replied, hearing about Vishnu, singing about him, remembering him, serving him, worshipping him, saluting him, being his servant, being his comrade, and surrendering oneself and everything that is one's own to him, these are the 9 aspects of bhakti that God loved. He said, I have learned this much. The Guru never told that. It is called Nabodha Bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. Sravanam, this is all, most of the time, many people quote. There is a book, Nabodha Bhakti, elaborating on these points. So, what he said, Prahlado, Sravanam Prahladu Vaso, Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Bandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atmanivedanam, Iti Pungsa Arpito Vishnu, Bhaktis Chet Navalakshana, Kriyate Bhagavad Bhaktya, Bhagavat Tadva, Tanmayed Udhitam Uttamam. I have learned this much, the knowledge, that to love, fall in love of God, you need 9 ways are there, 5 and 4, 9 ways. What are that? Sravanam. Day and night listen about Lord's message, Lord's glory. Sing the glories of Lord, Sravana. Always read this book, this type of book which generates love for God. Sravanam. Kirtanam. Sing and dance in the name of Lord. Kirtanam. Vishnu Smaranam. All the time. Vishnu, 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 Vishnu. Lord, as we say Rama, Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. Think of God, His name all the time. Smarana, memorize His name. Pada Sevanam. When you get a chance, worship the feet of the Lord, mentally wash His feet and give your devotion, highest devotion. Pada Sevanam. And Archanam, then do the Archana, Puja. Bandanam, praise, chant the hymns. We have so many hymns we sing in the morning. So, Achyutam Keshavam, Narayana Hari. Like that, many saints chant the name of the Lord, no? So, do that. Or Dasyam, Bandan Dasyam. I am your servant. Serve him like a servant too. So you serve Lord God. Then go, mostly these you will find in Hare Krishna temple if you go. Majority of the ideas are inculcated by Sri Chaitanya Dev. Sravanam, always that's why they call Bhagavat reading. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Kirtan you know, with the coal and all this drum, beating of the drum, sing and dance in the name of God. So, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Japa, 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 Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, do the seva in the temple, puja, that's why all day in the Krishna temple you will find, from morning till night, the pujari is very engaged in serving the Lord. This time washing the feet, that time offering flower, that time putting garland in the puja, feeding in the morning, feeding in the noontime, taking him to rest, and then like a divine personality in physical presence.
And they put in the cradle and all the time is pulling the cradle.
Even they will cradle, there is a cradle, they will swing the baby Krishna as it were, thinking So, fanning. So, archanam. And bandhana. Bandhana means praise. And dasyam. Dasyam means I am your servant. Sakkam. Like some friend, God is my friend, like Arjuna's attitude. Atmanivedanam, total surrender to God. Iti punsha arpita Vishnu. All these attitudes are offered to Lord Vishnu, and that is the bhakti chet. That is called bhakti navalakkhana. The father will be angry. Are, did I send you to learn all these things? So that we'll see the next one. So, here, if man could be trained to practice devotion characterized by these 9 features, that indeed would be the highest education he could have. That is what I have understood. So, Prahlada said, I have understood. These are the 9 ways to reach God that I have learned from my gurus. And hearing these words of his son, Hiranyakasipu said to the teacher's son in great anger. His lips were trembling in emotions. And Hiranyakasipu said, You unworthy and perverse teachers, how is it that taking the side of the enemy, you have totally discarded me and put absurd ideas into my boy's head? There are wicked men in this world who approach you in this disguise of a friend, just as disease takes time to afflict sinners, as the wage of others' sins, the evil wrought by enemies in the disguise of my friend will take time to manifest clearly. The preceptor's son said. So, this is the thing, you could not teach my child, rather some person came in disguise. They are the supporters of Narayana, Krishna, Lord Narayana, and they silently came and preached it. And you are doing what you are doing. We are paying you, you are the priest, you are the teacher, and this you will taught. So got so mad, and then we'll read the mad result will come. They will put them back, and then they will put into torture. Prahlada again and again and again. This one verse, if we really, Bhagavad, that's why there are places, wonderful. This 9 verse is such a profound subject. Chaitanya Dev and his future his posterity have created a philosophy out of that. Navadha Bhakti. Navadha Bhakti. Bhakti of 9 categories. That gives you to how to develop love for God. I gave once or twice, Bhakti Ratnavali teaches about. Bhakti Ratnavali means it teaches this 9-fold bhakti only. Each word, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Svada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, so Satma, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So 9-fold bhakti by which one can realize love for God more. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. Hiranyakashipu had Vidvesha bhakti and Prahlada had pure bhakti. So it looks like they are opposites, but they are both devotees. Is it not? Yeah, if you say so, that is true. But in superficially, that's why Vidvesha bhakti means you hate. You remember him more, as I said, if he is your enemy. If you hate someone, your mind will be engaged with the thought of that. So you hate God in this way, as Hiranyakasipu was thinking about Lord Narayana, then he will be thinking of day and night of Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. No? So that is a Vidvesha bhakti. That bhakti school, accept that is also another philosophy. Those who love God, they can get God. Those who hate God, they can also realize God. There's a unique philosophy. You love God, you realize God, you come close to Him. You hate God, you think of God. Any God is like a philosopher's stone. You touch this way or that way, it will make it gold. So that is the greatness of Bhakti school, thought of Bhakti school. You can like kamat, krodhat, there is another verse in the Bhagavad. If you love God with lustfulness, if you love God with pure heart, like a total detached person who in the world who loves God intensely, that love, as a friend, as an enemy, as your teacher, any relationship can be set with God, and that will purify, because God is all auspicious. So that is the beauty of love for God. Bhakti school can support that. What is good and bad in our eyes, in Bhakti idea, they are all lead to the one conclusion. So love God anyway, that is the point. Whether you love it in a pure way or impure way, so-called pure, impure is our mind. That is the division Prahlada talked about. So if that is to be understood in reality, love God in whatever way, truth, that effect will be the same. But we say that better to love God for love's sake. Okay? Okay, that question is over. Oh, 7:30. We'll have a 7:30 class again. That will be for Setar Upanishad at 7:30. We end here now.
But how did Brihaspati become the Deva Guru and Shukracharya became the Asura Guru?
Those are Puranic stories. Puranic masters are here. The Matripana is there.
Have assigned, right, different position. Brihaspati, we will have to read the astrology and how